Hi, everybody. Happy New Year. Hope everyone is having a great New Year and excited about the way forward. And there's a lot of things that I want to, well, there's a couple of things I want to address going forward because it's very important to our movement. It's important to our progress, and we're not going to get progress if we don't be, if we don't focus on a few things. So what I want to talk about is the cult of personality. Are we really against the cult of personality, or is that just a campaign slogan? Or are we against the cult of personality, or is that just a slogan that we use? Or is it just a bumper sticker? Happy New Year, Susan. Hey, Carla. That's the question that I'm here to ask today. Are we doing the exact same things that we are actually against? And many times, in many instances, we have done exactly those things. The cult of personality isn't about just supporting or being anti what you are, against. The cult of personality is also not getting so blinded to what you hate, not being so blinded for what you hate. We talk about Hillary supporters being in the cult of a personality, or the people who vote for someone just because of the cult of a personality. Hey, Rhonda. Hey, Joey. Hey, Darces. Hey, Lisa. Are we being we criticize the Hillbots for being in the cult of personality? We do, and we should. But are we doing the exact same thing? I'm just saying, are we doing the exact same things? Think about it for a second. Are we so blind to fighting for what we're against that we don't fight for the progress that we already have? That we don't make sure that the progress that we have fought and won, make sure it don't become dismantled? Or are we sleep at the wheel when it comes to that? Are we so caught up into what we don't like, what we disagree with, to the point that if someone that we don't like presents something that's actually good for us, we shut them out and we listen to nothing they have to say? That's the exact same thing as being for the cult of personality, sometimes even worse. Think about it. And I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here because it's important to our movement. And it's not just, this is an example of what I'm talking about. In November, the federal courts struck down the labor laws, the new labor laws put forth by the Obama administration. Right now, a salary employee that makes below 25,000, if I'm not mistaken, below 25,000, can be worked as many hours as the employee wants them to be worked. They can be worked 80 hours, no overtime, just straight salary, 100 hours. That's it. They can be worked at. The Obama administration came in and said, you know what? Nah, we're not going to do it that way no more. That's not right. If you make below $47,500 a year, you're going to have to be paid overtime, or your employee has to bump you up, or your employee would have to send you home 10 hours earlier with the same pay. Gives you more time with your families. That's progressive. In 2020, this thing goes from 47,500 to 51,000. This affects over 4 million Americans. This law passed, done in Congress, waiting to be implemented. Done. The battle has been fought. What happens? A federal judge, one judge, suspends it, and it has the potential to die. And we go back to the same sucky labor laws that we have. That's progressive. We talk about fighting for progressive values, progressive issues, but we talking about money that would have immediately put money in the pockets of people, working people. And we were silent on it. We were quiet on it. They pulled it off under our nose. They pulled the rug off under us without us even knowing. And after they pulled the rug off under us, no one raised no outrage about it whatsoever. That's not progressive. To not raise outrage about that. That's not how this should be done. The question is, and the point of this title, why didn't we raise the outrage? Was it because it was something that Obama put forth? Is that the reason? Because if that's the reason, that's a real problem. If that's the reason, we're no better than a Hillbots when we talk about the cult of personality. Think about that. We have to be for the issues, no matter what. We have to be for the truth, no matter what, no matter who implements them. We have to be for truth, no matter who says it. We have to be for truth, no matter who is for or who is against. And that's the problem I feel like we're lacking. We're for truth when it comes to the point of who is against, but we're not necessarily for truth when it comes to the people that we disagree with. If Donald Trump put forth a progressive agenda, which I doubt he will, but we'll see, we should get behind it. If Hillary Rodham Clinton puts forth a progressive agenda and comes out and says she wants to support this, and we see that it will help working people and working families, we have to support it. It shouldn't have to be, exactly, Joey, in November. Uh, it shouldn't be a one-size-fits-all. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be a situation where, oh, this person supports this, so I'm not going to listen to nothing they have to say. I'm going to shut them out completely. And whatever bills and laws they got that can help us, screw you. We don't want it. That's what we are. That's not how real progress gets done. That's not the type of progress that got a civil rights bill signed. That's not the type of actions that the type of dream and the type of innovation that put a man on the moon. We didn't get that by closing people out because we didn't like them or we disagree with them. And so a lot of it goes on with the DNC. A lot of people don't support Keith Ellison. I mean, a lot of people don't support Keith Ellison, but what solution? I want to hear solutions. I don't want to hear about who do we think should be in that slot if it shouldn't be that person. I'm not here to debate whether he should be or not. Who else should be? Who else should we be pushing forward to be in that slot? Because we have to come to reality. The DNC is there. We have to deal with the DNC while we build our third party. I'm not going to just sit on my hands and wait to build a third party and let the two parties just screw us and let one party claim to help us and not. No, I continue to build a third party, but this other party out here that claim it's going to be for us, we need to be doing everything we can to continue to put pressure on them and primary every establishment them in 2020 and 2018. That needs to be done. It needs to be done. Hey, Arlene, but we don't need to get so blindly and so caught up into what we always are against, to the fact that we ignore the battles that we've already won. And we can do them both. We can do them both. There are people that fought at Standing Rock that was still for this bill or that bill. You can do those things. You can do those things. I don't know, Joe. What will Bernie do? I look for Bernie to be a real progressive voice for us in Congress. I give him that much. But the fact of the matter is, it shouldn't be a one-size-fits-all. If Donald Trump comes out with a progressive, okay, the infrastructure bill, for example, that we think is going to be, that's going to help people, and it's going to be a situation where he's going to deficit spend. We can support that. We can support his infrastructure bill, and we can oppose him on all the stupid things that he's going to probably do. It shouldn't be a one-size-fits-all. It should not be a one-size-fits-all, but we've made it to a one-size-fits-all. The labor law was a progressive law. We slept on it. We didn't even talk about it. After they ripped it from us, we said nothing about it. Is it because it was Obama? Is it because it's Obama's law? Is that the reason? Is that why we didn't do it? Really? Come on now. Is that why we didn't do it? Because if that's why we didn't do it, we're no better than a hill box when it comes to the cult of personality. When you say you're for truth, you have to be for truth, no matter who says it. You have to be able to get behind those you disagree with. And we talk a lot about Gitmo, and the Gitmo should be closed. But we have a moment of truth. Gitmo should be closed, but it's not. And what would be the most popular thing for me to say and for my progressive friends? But the most popular thing for me to say was, Obama said he was going to close Gitmo, and he didn't. He lied to us. Or I can tell the truth and say, Obama tried to close Gitmo, and 2 people in the House, in the Senate, voted to close it. You see what I'm saying? 2 people. 2. Gitmo was still open because we had 2 lawmakers in our Congress who voted yes to close it. 2. In the United States of America, you have to have a Congress that work with you. Now, we shouldn't be looking for people with halos over their head. If we go down that road, not only will we not see any progress, we're gonna lose we're gonna lose whatever we do have. We cannot go down that road to where we're looking for someone with a halo on their head. Or we can't support this person because this person once believed this. But let me ask you guys a question. How many of you, before you became awake, had a totally different thought process? I know I did. I thought that the war in Libya was a good idea at one point. I did. The point is, if someone is out there willing to push a progressive agenda, a progressive issue, I'm not looking for them necessarily to be perfect. But now, do I support corruption? Hell no. Do I regret my vote in 2016? Hell no. Hillary Clinton was a corrupt, lying warmonger. The DNC screwed you and I. There's no way we're gonna reward their bad behavior with our vote to give them the permission to continue to screw us year after year, election cycle after election cycle. Hell no. So we were right on that. But what I'm saying is, had she gotten elected, which she didn't, it's probably for our benefit that she did. Had she got elected, were we willing to fight for an issue that she maybe pushed forward if we agreed with it? I would like to say yes. Right, Joey. If we cannot recognize good progressive work on an issue, we feed into the party junk. We feed into the party junk. And if we're not recognizing good progressive issues because of the person that does it, we don't particularly like or agree with, we're screwed. We are screwed. If that's the road we're going down, I don't want to be on it because it's going nowhere. The point being is, speak truth no matter who says it. Be for justice no matter who is for or against. That's how we see real change. That's how we see real change. We don't get there by being the cult of personality. And we don't get there by being so blind that we are being the exact same thing that we're criticizing others for. The exact same thing. Someone comes out with a policy that's progressive and we don't mention it because we don't particularly like that person. That's BS. That's hurting poor people. That's hurting everyone. Everyone. So yes, the fact that the labor law that would have put thousands of dollars in people's pockets was a very progressive law that was a battle that was won, was ready to go forward, but was ripped off from under us and none of us talked about it, was a bit frustrating and disappointing to say the least. We are progressive here. We fight for issues. That's what we say. We fight for issues, not candidates, right? So when a candidate we don't particularly agree with push forth a progressive issue, then we have to get behind that issue. I'm seeing a lack of that. I'm seeing a lack of that. No outrage. No outrage whatsoever. None. None. No one is, it's like it was slept on. Slept on. The fact that that we was updating a labor law that was that was so outdated, and it was going to put money in the pocket of 4 million Americans right around the holiday times. It should have been something that we was championing. It should have been something that we was championing. Not only did we not champion it, we didn't care when they pulled it off from us. We said not one word. We always talk about helping the poor. That's what we talk about doing. That's what we are for. Helping the poor, getting out there, making the lives easier for people out there. When we have a particular issue that will make people's lives a little bit easier, it's snatched it out from under them and we say nothing about it. It's going to die if we don't actually get out there and demand it back. It's going to die if we don't demand it back. We should demand it back. That's what we should do. We have to continue to do what they said couldn't be done. What the cynics said couldn't be done. I don't know. All I'm saying is, if we really gonna get behind progressive values and progressive agendas, we have to be non-biased when it comes to who present them. That's all I'm saying. I'm Kendall Sullivan, and I'm going to leave it there. Have a great day, guys. Peace, and I'm out.